How to adjust the float for lead sinker lying on the bottom. Easy 3 steps to get it done. Lead sinker lying on the bottom is widely used in wild fishing scenarios, such as waters with slight currents or when there's severe disturbance from small fish. Although lead sinker lying on the bottom is very common and often mentioned by anglers, novice anglers may not know how to adjust it. Let's take a detailed look together. When adjusting for lead sinker lying on the bottom, I personally recommend adjusting the float without hooks. Find the bottom. There's no need to elaborate much on this. Finding the bottom is essential no matter which water area you're fishing in. In actual wild fishing, many anglers ignore finding the bottom, only to end up constantly snagging the bottom to the point of frustration, and having to relocate. Pull down the float and trim the lead sinker. How many mesh should you trim? There's no standard answer to this, it depends on the mesh you're used to watching while fishing. For example, if you're used to fishing with 2 mesh exposed, trim the lead sinker until the float shows 2 mesh above the water. At this point, the entire line set and the buoyancy of the float are in a balanced state. Tie on the sub-line with double hooks, then push the float upward until it shows more than 2 mesh above the water. Why more than 2 mesh? As we mentioned earlier, we adjusted it to 2 mesh without hooks. When the double hooks are completely lying on the bottom, their weight is borne by the bottom, so the float will return to showing 2 mesh. When the float shows more than 2 mesh, it means the swivel is lightly touching the bottom. Fishing with 3 mesh or 4 mesh is acceptable, it just depends on how much the swivel is lying on the bottom. A reminder here, the subline must be short. The shorter the subline, the higher the sensitivity. This is easy to understand after the swivel or lead sinker touches or lies on the bottom. The longer the distance between the double hooks and the swivel, the longer the reaction time, and thus the lower the sensitivity. What do you think about this? Leave your thoughts in the comment section, and let's discuss together. About the author. I'm a self-media blogger who loves fishing and is good at sharing. Follow me, and we'll exchange fishing tips and discuss every little detail of wild fishing for anglers. Give a like, save it, and follow to never miss the next update.